On today's episode, we get really flavored. Literally. We get the honor of chatting with the creator of HealthyCrumbz, a website where you can go subscribe to get healthy and tasteful recipes. We talk myths, good habits, and spicing up your daily meals. We also highlight some of our personal preferences when it comes to different food categories. So, like always, take a seat, lean back, and grab your favorite beverage because it's about to get flavored.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to the Flavor Tea Podcast, hey, where it's about to get flavored. Oh, well, we can't rap. I think Austin, I think we got it. Welcome everyone to the Flavor Tea Podcast. That's not our introduction, so if you're just tuning in, we were testing something out. We wanted to get a little flavor today, but we are going to get flavored. Like always, my name is Ellie Vitakino, and with my co-host, Austin Hernandez. What's crackin', Austin?
I'm tired today. You know, usually I'm always like trying to stay positive and uplift the energy, but it's always good to be real every once in a while. And I'll admit, it's Thursday.
It's been a hard week.
It has. It's been a long week.
It's been a hard week for me. I'm not gonna lie.
But we're here.
We're live. We're healthy. We're cracking out.
That's true. Ellie definitely has more energy than I do right now.
I do.
But she's the host.
Can you tell by the intro? Please tell us you dislike the intro.
No.
Do I have a future in beatboxing?
Maybe.
No?
Probably
What about
not.
opera? You guys
Do
want to
it
hear
right
my
now.
opera?
Do
Ready?
it.
Psych!
I really thought you were going to do it. I was like,
No.
oh.
I want to start off with saying something good. I am excited for this week because I was talking with a friend and he told me something good and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to highlight you in the podcast.
Go ahead.
He probably doesn't know I'm highlighting him, but my friend recently got a promotion for the amount of sales he's been doing, and I think that that's great. Like, whenever you reach a goal or you exceed a goal and you get recognized, that always feels good.
That is true.
I love that feeling. I love it whenever my company tells me I'm doing good. I'm a words of affirmation person, so if someone's telling me, hey, you're doing a great job, even the simplest things, like it doesn't have to be my job, or if a friend's like, hey, you're doing good at life, keep it up. I'm kind of like, all right, let's do this, you know?
I'm the same way.
What about you?
Like, what's
Something
something good that I know about someone else or something good that's...
Yeah.
So, there's this guy, he's kind of like, he jumps from different branches. He's kind of like
Yeah.
a floater. He goes where, where whoever needs help the most. But every time he comes to our location, he's always like, man, I love it here. You guys are the best location. You guys work well together. Everyone here. He found out the other day that he's coming to our branch permanently now. He doesn't have to leave no more.
Oh my
So
gosh.
they have enough help, everywhere else to where he can come work in our office and he can stay.
I bet you he's really
Oh,
excited
he
for that.
is.
I bet you
He
he's
came in
pumped.
the other day to, because now that it's official, he had to,
Yeah.
fill out some stuff. But he came in the other day and he was freaking
Oh my
excited.
gosh,
And we
I'm
all like him
excited
too. Yeah, we
too.
all like him. He fits well.
Like a good team member?
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Oh,
and
guys,
so
culture's important.
it's rarely do you get a workplace where everybody clicks and everything is just smooth. But we have that.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that I do too. My company does a really good job in, they emphasize a lot in culture.
Yeah.
And company culture, and I love going into the office. So we do have the option of working from home a couple of days, but the days that I go into the office just feels so good, so refreshing, just because everyone gets along and it's just a great environment. And I feel like when there's a great environment, you feel good. And if you feel good, you perform well.
Yeah,
So
no, that's
it's
true.
kind of a win-win, which I love. But
Yeah.
that's awesome. Good,
Yeah.
good. What's his name? Or you could just say, you don't want to say his name? Okay, that's fine. Don't say his name. Way to go to Austin's coworker.
You know who you are if you
keep,
watch this.
We'll keep it low key. You know who you are.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What about something good that happened to you?
To me personally, Well, I might have some things stirring up in the pods, but I don't want to say anything
No, you don't
yet.
have to. No, you don't.
It's a project. I'm excited. I'll say this. I feel like whenever you are passionate about something, you know, when you try to go full force with it, even if it doesn't work, it makes you feel good. Even though you could be taking a risk at something, but I don't know. I feel good. I feel like I don't know. I just feel powerful. I feel so much strength. I feel like everyone has a different level of strength they can bring to a table, and whenever you feel like you have really put a lot of work into one specific thing, you know, good things can come out of it.
Yeah,
So
that's
we'll
true.
see. We'll see.
I guess we'll have to wait and see what this project is
We
then.
shall see. I know. Maybe I tell you. Maybe I don't.
You're gonna have to tell us once it takes
Just
off.
kidding. I will. But on today's episode, we're going to talk a lot about food, you guys. And if you know me, you know I like to eat a lot. Someone very close to me once told me I eat like a grown man. Can you believe that?
Oh, really? You said
My
that
brother.
to you. Oh.
My brother told me I eat like a grown man. And I do. I feel like I eat a lot. So food is very important to me. I do not skip a meal. I try not to skip a meal because I might be small, but I do like to eat.
What's your favorite?
Favorite
food?
dish?
Yeah. Well, just one.
Oh, yikes. Entomatadas. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
Entomatadas is a Mexican dish. I'm pretty sure like in different parts of Mexico it's probably labeled something else. But the way that my parents make it is it's kind of like chilaquiles. I'm sure you guys know what chilaquiles are. It's tortillas and they're fried with a salsa on top. But it's like a tomato sauce that you add on top of it, and then you add it's cheese and then onions, and there's just a lot of different toppings that you add onto it. But it's typically a brunch dish. It's so delicious. And my parents know it's my favorite too, so whenever we go ahead and they make it, it's like just a good day.
Yeah, I think people lie when they say they have like. Well, maybe it's just because I love to eat too, but anytime someone's like, what's your favorite food or what's your favorite dish? It's like, it's so hard to pick just one. Like I have dishes, not just a dish, or I have favorite foods, not
okay,
favorite
so
food.
if you have favorite foods, let's play a little game.
Okay, what you got?
I want to call this the fast food with Ellie and Austin. And by fast food, I mean it's going to be fast-paced. Okay. I'll ask a question, and you can go ahead and tell me if you prefer one meal or you prefer the other. Or, I guess, one place or the other. Gotcha. Does that make sense? Okay, so we'll start off with me asking the questions, and then you can say, I prefer this or this.
Okay, go
Ready,
ahead.
1, 2, 3, go. I'm just kidding. Best pizza, Empire or Hall's?
Empire.
Halls.
Are you just saying that just so you can have a different answer?
No,
or do you really mean Halls?
I love Empire too, but Halls, it's so fluffy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just love the way that they cook them, like they cook the pizzas.
If you ever go to Chicago,
bake it. I have. I've gone to Chicago.
Really, there's this place called Gino's East, and they make deep dish pizza, and that is the best pizza I have ever had, hands down.
It doesn't compare to Empire and Halls?
It smokes them, leaves them behind.
Okay, I did do, and I won't touch too much on this, but I did do a poll last week, and it's sad to admit, not sad because it's not really sad, that means that our people like both pizzas, but it was half and half.
Yeah, it was.
Empire and Halls. I had the same amount of people choose Halls and the same amount of people choose Empire.
That's good though in a way because it shows that both of them are good.
They're popping.
If one was just getting favored, it's like it makes but if both of them are getting, and I think it was probably one of those. No, I won't say Empire completely smokes Halls, but maybe it's just because I go to Empire more, and it's like I went to Empire first, and it just one
Yeah.
of those things, but I don't
Both
know.
great places, great pizza. What about In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A? One, we'll say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. In-N-Out. Ooh. Is it? You're actually wearing an In-N-Out shirt.
I am. I just want to say, a lot of people don't know this, but we just got recently sponsored by In-N-Out.
Woohoo! Go In-N-Out.
And they just gave us free shirts.
After we bought them.
I don't know why Ellie's not wearing hers, but I'm wearing mine to show that, I'm very proud to be sponsored.
So we bought them, and then they sent us shirts. Isn't that so lovely?
That's crazy,
That's
yeah.
so nice of them. Okay, best burger place. The Garage or Nick's Grill?
Do I have to pick one or the other?
Okay, fine. Your favorite. No, yes, you have to pick one or the
If
other.
I was to do these two, I would say Nick's Grill.
Okay, I've never had Nick's Grill.
It's good.
Okay, I've heard that.
It's really good.
But the Garage has really great burgers.
The Garage
too.
is good burgers too, but Nick's Grill, I think it's a lot more, it feels a lot more authentic.
And they've been
Because
around
you walk
for a while,
in,
aren't
yeah,
they?
you
Haven't
walk
they?
in and it's
Yeah.
like, it's just like the setting and the vibes. It just, you get, it feels a lot more authentic, and I think it just adds to it. There's a lot of great burger places though.
Yeah. What about late night eats? Beverly's or Waffle Champion?
Probably Beverly's.
I would have to go with Beverly's
Yeah,
too.
I would go with Beverly's on that one. Waffle Champion is
I'm sure
good,
there's
but
other places too, but
yeah. I just think, especially like if you're out late and you think of that type of food.
yeah.
I know for me, is that my mind's just gonna go to like Beverly's. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Okay, last one. Best tacos or taco truck.
Yeah.
Big truck tacos or Taqueria Sanchez. Ooh, you know what I'm about to say.
I'm about to say it's not even close for me. I'm gonna say Taqueria Sanchez.
Yeah, I would have to say Taqueria Sanchez too.
Torta
And you
con
guys-
asada.
You guys, if you guys have not had Taqueria Sanchez, the taco truck, boy, you are missing out. They are, it's the perfect amount of everything. The perfect amount of meat, the perfect amount of grease, the perfect, the price is
Yeah, and it's not overly
spectacular.
expensive either. Yeah.
No, the tacos are like $1. I mean, I don't know if their prices have changed recently.
No,
they're about $1.
The only thing is they accept cash only.
Exactly. That's very
So-
true. And the horchata, if you guys don't know what horchata is, it's basically like rice water. They add cinnamon to it. But it's just amazing. I could go for, if I could eat taqueria Sanchez like
What do
3
you
times
get?
a
What do
week.
you get? Just a bunch of
Just
tacos?
your typical tres tacos de asada, which is the perfect amount of, you guys, it's on, I think it's on
It's in
Portland
between.
and 10th,
It's
right?
in
By
between,
OSU
yeah.
OKC.
Mhm. It's between Portland and Meridian on 10th Street.
Yeah, I dare you guys to try it. I don't
It's
even
good.
dare you. You guys are just missing out if you haven't gone.
Oh, it's so good.
By OSU OKC.
Taqueria
There you
Sanchez.
go.
One of Oklahoma's hidden gems.
They
Maybe
really
not
are.
Even, maybe not even a hidden gem anymore.
No, a lot of people-
a lot of people I talk to usually know
Yeah,
about
know
it.
where it's at.
Yeah,
Me
and,
too.
like, they refer it to the blue,
The blue truck.
taco. Yeah, the blue
It's
truck.
It's
Yeah.
a big blue truck that has this like it's like a drawing or like a painting
yeah.
of a guy with sombrero on.
Yeah, and it's not hard to find either, especially if you go at night, because there's always a line. It's just if you're driving down 10, just look and see where a bunch of people are
10th
at.
in
and
Portland.
it
There
has
you
to
go.
be it.
It's right there or close to there. Yeah, very good tacos here in Oklahoma City. But anyways, today on the podcast we have a very special guest, our first guest, Erica Hernandez. She is the guru and creator of HealthyCrumbz, and HealthyCrumbz provides you the tools that you need really for meal prepping. So you get the ability to create nutritious and flavorful meals, from smoothies to salsas to even full dinner dishes. HealthyCrumbz has been creating flavorful meals for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, that's a while.
So enjoy our chat with Erica Hernandez and let us know what you think, what your thoughts are, and if you guys have any questions for her. Up next, Erica Hernandez. Erica, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm excited.
Yes, we're very excited too. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Erica.
Yeah, so I got started with HealthyCrumbz, as you mentioned, about 3 years ago when I first lived in Oklahoma City in 2018. I started cooking and selling meals when I lived at my parents' house. So basically, I would cook all the meals on Sunday morning, and then that evening, my clients would come pick up their meals for the week.
Wow.
So shortly after that, I got my own place and continued meal prepping. So I did that for almost 2 years while I worked my full-time job. So that was my side hustle.
Wow, look at you, girl.
Yeah, and then when I moved to Florida, I turned it into an online business along with a blog. And I basically share recipes and host fun challenges every now and then just to help others eat healthier.
That's awesome. What made you interested in nutrition?
I've been interested in nutrition ever since I can remember. I've been pretty health conscious all my life. I had some past medical history that inspires me to eat better on a daily basis. And it's kind of just an everyday lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
For sure. One thing I have that comes to my mind off the top of my head is, meal prepping takes a lot of work. What's kind of something you tell yourself whenever you're because obviously we have our days when we're just not feeling it or kind of when we're out of our groove. Kind of what's something that you do to help you stay motivated on those tough days when it comes to, meal prepping or just having a, very balanced lifestyle in general?
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to be motivated on a weekly basis. So what I like to do is just switch up my recipes, get creative before I even go grocery shopping. I know exactly what I'm going to make. There are days where I am simply just too exhausted, and to be honest, I just take a break.
Yeah.
Or I buy meals that are somewhat already cooked so that I don't have to cook everything from scratch. For example, there's some semi-prep salads that you can get at the grocery store. Mix those up with the side of chicken and you're good to go.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what Austin and I were talking about our last episode, unplugging. And I feel like you kind of mentioned that too when it comes to being motivated. You sometimes have to take a step back and you're like, well, maybe I can buy a salad or mix this in with another dish. And then that kind of helps you, not always do the same thing or the same recipes,
Oh, for sure. It's easy to get burnt out, especially if you're eating. And to me, that's not what meal prep is about, not eating the same meal every single day. So I just look at different sources for inspiration, or, I like to switch it up. Or instead of meal prepping for the entire week, I'll cook for 2 to 3 days so that it's not so much work.
Yeah. And how do you go about finding these healthy recipes that still have flavor in them?
So I like to use all kinds of different seasonings. I get a lot of inspiration from my dad, who is the biggest cook in our family. He is actually my inspiration in the kitchen in general. So I like to, I'll honestly call him. He's like on speed dial every time I have a question on when it comes to cooking or what ingredients to mix together. And honestly, just experimenting. I didn't discover my passion for cooking until I got older, just a few years ago. So I just like to test recipes in the kitchen and kind of see what comes out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Summertime's coming, and right around this time is where a lot of people try to lose weight and try to shed off those pounds that they gained around the holidays and around the wintertime. There's a lot of, I feel like, myths that are out there when it comes to weight loss. Like, people are like, oh, if you do this, you can lose weight faster. Oh, if you do this, it'll help benefit this more. Do you have any crazy myths or theories that you've ever heard of when it comes to people trying to lose weight that not necessarily work, but for some reason people were told this would help them lose, however many pounds before summer comes around?
Yeah, so one thing, Austin, I want to point out first is restrictive eating does not work for me, and I don't think it works for anyone. So a lot of times people think that starving themselves or skipping a few meals is going to make them lose weight, when in reality it's going to make it worse, because if you think about it, when you're starving, you get hangry, and that's when you crave junk food.
Well, I know it'll do.
So don't starve yourself. Actually, just finding a balance in your daily eating habits. You can still indulge and eat a slice of pizza here and there. Just don't overdo it. And I think that's the biggest challenge that people face, is finding a balance in their daily habits. Another myth that I hear a lot is, carbs make you fat or fruit has too much sugar. I have never heard of anybody that has gained weight from eating too much fruit. So I think that's a ridiculous myth that some people hear, but I don't believe in any of those.
For sure. What about another thing that I just thought of is what would you say to someone who, because I think one thing is a lot of people, when it comes to trying to lose weight, they try to find, the quickest way possible.
Yeah.
Like, how do I lose weight in, X amount of time? And it's usually they want to do it pretty quick.
Right.
But I feel like something like this, I'm not as big as an expert probably as you are, but with something like this, I feel like it definitely needs to take time, and it's kind of a process. What would you say to those people who are wanting to lose weight, maybe, in a not so reasonable amount of time?
Yeah, for sure. So if you think about it, a lot of people gain weight over time, but they expect to lose it from one day to the next. So just as it took time to gain weight, it's probably going to take double the time to lose the weight that you gained. So you have to be patient, first of all, but the most important thing is you have to be consistent. You cannot, work out and eat healthy 1 week and then eat like absolute garbage the next week and expect results. It has to be part of your lifestyle and an everyday thing. Take breaks when needed, but just don't stop. And consistency is mainly where people fail, because even if you have a few slices of pizza or, junk food, you're not going to gain all that weight back as long as you're consistent in your overall health and eating habits.
Oh, for sure. I would have to agree with that too, Erica. I feel like consistency is key when it comes to anything, especially, working out too. You're eating healthy, but you have to also keep your body moving. Do you have a routine? Is there something apart from meal prepping that helps you stay healthy?
Yes, so I definitely exercise as well. I try to go to the gym at least 5 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly switch up my workouts. I don't have a specific workout routine that I follow. I get bored of doing the same thing, so I've tried everything from yoga to cycling, kickboxing. The only thing that has remained the same for me throughout all these years is consistency. I've always been a fan of moving my body, just staying active, whether it's at the beach or, just playing tennis with some friends. I just love being active, and
Yeah.
It's helped me a lot. It helps my mental health, mental clarity, and just my overall, the way I feel. I don't do it for looks or anything like that. It's more of a feeling, because I honestly get anxious when I skip the gym for too long.
Yeah. Well, you look great, Erica. I've seen you post, girl.
Thank you.
You are putting in the work. You're eating the good meals. Is there any food that you have had that it has been your absolute favorite, that you're like, oh my God, this is probably the best food I've ever had?
So, being Mexican, I have an obsession with Mexican food. Of course, my dad's cooking is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, anything that he touches is delicious. Of course, going to Mexico and trying all the authentic Mexican food. One of my favorite things is the tacos from Calvillo, which is where my parents are from.
Mm-hmm.
So the authentic tacos from that small town, and then also I had the best ceviche in Puerto Vallarta. I cannot. I told my dad, I was like, I'm sorry, Dad, I love your ceviche, but this has you beat. I cannot get over how good it was.
So that means you're going to have to go back to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, for sure, yes.
I do have one question. So I feel like a lot of our listeners, they like eating that Hispanic food too. And I know for me, coming from a Hispanic background, it is hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle. You have tortillas, you have tacos, you have sweets that you'll eat at parties. Granted, this past year, maybe we didn't go to as many parties, but it is hard having that healthy lifestyle, especially when it comes to cooking. I can go on and on, gorditas, like enchiladas. Has anything helped you in order to, not keep yourself from eating those foods, but maybe incorporating them into like a healthy lifestyle, or any tips or tricks when it comes to all of that?
Yes, so first of all, moderation is key. I love tortillas, but I don't eat them every single day. I actually don't eat them that often. For example, making a taco salad instead of ground beef tacos with the fried shell is a good alternative.
Yeah.
So I find hacks here and there where I can healthify the recipes, if that's what you want to call it. I love, all kinds of Mexican food. I'm trying to make birria tomorrow. I made
Look at
flauta
you,
last
girl.
week. So, and that's usually a once a week kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not very often that I make those recipes, but when I do try to find healthier ways to cook them.
Yeah. Well, good. I feel like we all need that. We all need those recipes. But tell us a little bit about what you're doing when you're not meal prepping or you're at the gym.
Yeah, so I try to limit my cooking time or meal prep time 1 to 2 hours a week, just so I can enjoy my weekend. Most of the time I meal prep on Sundays, but nobody wants to spend their entire Sunday in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like I don't want to spend time washing dishes and cleaning the kitchen every single day, which is where meal prep comes in. So I definitely try to have at least 3 to 4 days worth of meals prepped. And I enjoy that. And when I don't want to cook, like I said earlier, I simply take a break or just go to the grocery store and find other meals that are somewhat prepped. So when I'm not in the kitchen, I am usually reading, going to the beach, traveling with my husband, or hanging out with my dog at the dog park. Or just looking for more inspiration in the kitchen. I feel like I'm always thinking about food.
Yes.
And brainstorming ideas. So I definitely love to travel and trying different kinds of food from different cultures as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely a passion of mine.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I want to ask something, and this is mainly for my dad and mainly a lot of people in my family. I'm one of the very few people that drink a lot of water when it comes to people in my family, like my siblings and my dad. They just hate drinking water. And will you just please stress the importance of how drinking water can benefit you in so many ways and how our bodies need it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you, Austin. I drink at least a gallon of water a day. And to me, I feel way more dehydrated. I automatically know when my body needs water. And it's one of those things where you definitely have to get used to it. But your body just detoxifies as soon as you drink water. I mean, most of our bodies are composed of water. So they simply need more just to keep going and stay hydrated. And if you think about it too, a lot of the times when you think you're hungry, you're not really hungry. If you just drink water, you'll be okay. So keep that in mind next time you are shooting for a snack or want to open a bag of chips. Drink some water and see what difference that makes.
Yeah,
For sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like for me at work, I've noticed that whenever I'm feeling like a snack, like I'm craving something, if I just drink water, it'll take away that craving, which is strange because you're like, well, it's water, but it's not really, you're kind of tricking your mind in a way.
Yeah.
And your skin looks better.
Yeah. I have another question.
Fun fact about me, I don't really drink soda. Ever since I can remember, I kind of just don't like the taste of it. I'll have some here and there, but it's not very often. So when I do drink either like sugar drinks or even alcohol, too many margaritas, I can automatically I honestly feel like a pain in my stomach, and I'm like, I need water. So if you listen to your body closely, it signals what it needs. And if you're not drinking enough water, chances are you're not listening to your body.
Gotcha. Now, I'm sure many people can relate to this one. I probably have more cheat days than I probably should. But is it okay to kind of treat ourselves, as many would say, every now and then to kind of like a meal that may be not so healthy for us?
Oh, for sure. I treat myself all the time. I follow the 80-20 rule, Austin. So most of the time, or 80% of the time, I am eating healthier. But of course, when the weekend rolls around, I want my Mexican food, as I mentioned earlier. And that's usually where my 20% comes in, where I treat myself. I'll have, some pizza here and there, because it's impossible to eat healthy 100% of the time. Yeah. And to me, that's also depriving yourself. If you're only eating certain groups of food or certain food groups, you're depriving yourself. And to me, that has never helped. because that's when I crave the junk food the most.
Well, I think for our last question, I want to know, is there any meal or any, specific recipe that you've created that you feel like has been your favorite so far?
It's hard to narrow it down to one.
Yeah.
But when I meal prep, my all-time favorite and the most popular meal that I would always sell a bunch of was the chicken burrito bowl.
Oh, yes, I've had that one.
Rice.
It is very good.
I made the cilantro lime rice, homemade salsa verde, chicken, rice and beans, and a little bit of cheese on top. And it was always a hit. I sold hundreds of meals a day, but the chicken burrito bowl always surpassed the other ones.
Yeah,
so I would say that's one of my favorites.
That's awesome. I've tried it and from your meal prepping, and I will say it was very delicious. I know you can find this recipe on your website, right?
Yes, it's on my website, HealthyCrumbz.com.
Yeah, perfect. And if our listeners want to go ahead and check in with you or view other recipes, where else can they reach you?
Also on Instagram at HealthyCrumbz with the Z at the end, or you can check out my website as well.
Perfect. I love the name, by the way, HealthyCrumbz.
Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Erica, for joining us today. You brought a lot of good information, and I will probably go take a look at your website because I need to do my meal prepping for the week.
I know I will. That's for sure.
Well, thank you both, and I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
Yes, of course. Talk to you later, Erica.
All right.
Bye. Oh, you guys, that was so good. Thank you, and special shout out to Erica Hernandez for talking with us about some healthy meals. If you guys want to go ahead and chat with her or connect with her, you can follow her on Instagram at HealthyCrumbz with a Z at the end. We'll go ahead and add her information to our descriptions and to our information so that way you guys can follow her. But then you can also go to her website, www.healthycrumbz.com.
I like that. That's good. Let's make that the challenge this week.
Ooh.
Let's meal prep.
Okay,
Honestly,
I like that.
She gave us so much, how to spice it up.
Yeah.
Because, like we were saying, it's of course, it's always, with anything, you kind of get burnt out sometimes, and you kind of have to spice things up a bit.
Let's do it. Let's spice it up
Erica,
in the kitchen.
she gave us some good pointers on how to spice it up when you're kind of, feeling like you're losing a little bit motivation. So let's do that.
All right, that's the challenge this week, you guys. Let's meal prep with us. Send us some pictures if you guys do meal prep, and we'll go from there.
I like that.
Like always, make sure to follow us on Instagram if you guys aren't already, at Flavor Tea Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Flavor Tea Podcast.
Very simple. We make it nice and easy. That way it's not difficult.
Who likes complicated?
All you just have to do is hit the button. Just hit that blue
that
button.
subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button. Very simple, easy stuff. And don't forget, I think another thing too that we forget to tell people is they can also subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And also they can rate the podcast as well.
Rate it.
Out of 5 stars. Hopefully you give us 5 stars. Hopefully we're not getting any 1 stars out there. But
connect with us. We love connecting with you guys.
Yeah.
We love seeing your messages, and hopefully we get to connect with more of you guys. So share this if you guys find this helpful. We're looking forward to providing more guests on the show. And like always, please don't forget to make someone smile this week or today. You don't know the impact that your simple smile can bring.
Yeah. Maybe making multiple people smile a day, not just
Ooh.
one.
Okay, there you
Try
go.
to make everybody you come in contact with smile at least once.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
What?
Make someone smile.
Oh.
Until next time, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in.